Okay, I always start with my main highlight. That's your darkest foundation shade. And I take my brush and just tap it in. So you're not gonna start with a lot of product. You're gonna build upon it. So start with just a light coat and just start kind of stippling it into your skin. And add as you need and kind of apply as needed. Because it's cream and it's just a really high-end product, there's lots of pigment. So that's why you want to start with just a little amount and not go too heavy. Otherwise it's going to look really cakey and it's going to look bad. So when you start light and build, you're going to get your best results. And you can do this with any brush. I recommend using a brush because it's gonna give you if you use your hands, you're gonna get way too much product, and a really quality, dense brush, but that also has movement is gonna be your best bet. We have several brushes that this can work with, but I'm just showing with this brush, this is kind of my go-to because it's fast and it doesn't get too much. So here I'm gonna build up where I have a little bit more pigmentation in my skin and I have these age spots, and so I'm just adding a little more product for more coverage. If you want like just minimal coverage, then you would just do the lightest layer and leave it like that. But because I want a little bit more, then I'm adding a little more, and then I'm always just going through and blending. And that's the great thing about our brushes is they are they're made so that they just pick up enough pigment without too much, and then they also blend really beautifully. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and use a smaller, kind of denser side. This one has a little bit of product, so I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna take my lighter highlight shade. So that's the lighter, brighter color that's probably in your palette. And I'm going to just go under my eyes. And this is kind of like concealer would be. So I'm just adding and stippling it in again, using the bare minimum product. So I like to kind of start in my corner here and just kind of brighten that corner up and then fan it out under my eye and kind of down like in this like triangle shape here. And then here I have some bags, so I'm just kind of adding a little bit in that bag so the shadow isn't like as, the shadow is brighter, if that makes sense. And then just kind of pressing it in so it's gonna kind of melt into my skin. So you can see that I've got more coverage, brightening here, and then I'll do this side. I'm just doing that same thing and just pressing it in. And we have several brushes again that would work with this. Our Detail Hack, the small side of that. The 3D brush, the smaller end of that, the more pointed end. Our Buff brush has a small end. You can kind of squeeze the brush I used earlier and get it in. It's just gonna not be as like precise. Okay, so just pressing that in. And then I like to take a little bit and kind of go down the center of my face. So start up here and kind of fan it up and then go down the center of your nose and like kind of press, and then just kind of down the center of your face, anywhere you want a little bit extra brightening. And you don't have to do it through here if you don't want, but that is kind of my preference, to just bring the light to the center. So there you have your first layer, just foundation on your face.